Happy Thursday. Hello. And I'm Raphael, and welcome to the channel where our goal is to fix it in camera and then finesse it in post. How you guys doing? Happy Thursday. Yeah, I just wanted to say hello to everybody. Hopefully everyone is having a great week this week thus far. Sometimes I fix it in post like an animal. That's right. Yeah, make sure you guys fill out that the poll that I have going on at the top of the chat right now. Do you guys fix it in post? Sorry, yeah. Do you guys fix it in camera? Do you guys fix it in post, or do you? Or what do you guys do? Let me know. How are you guys doing today? What are you guys working on? You guys working on some stuff? Because we're going to be talking about something good today. Something that is near and dear to my heart, literally. So let's just say some hellos. Hello, beautiful. Roger, hello. Hello. Yeah, that's right. Always fixing it in post like an animal, like a wild animal. Tom, Mr. Buck, hello. I know that Heather's probably around as well, so hello to her. Avars, how is it going? You got the notification? Good. Yeah, let me know if you guys are getting the notifications, because apparently some people have been not getting the notification, and it's saying that my channel is set for kids, which it's not. I checked multiple times. Luis mentioned that, and Avars as well. So that is good. And let me know if the music is too loud. If there is any music. Is there any music? I don't know. Where's my stuff? Let's see. No, it's not playing from there. Hello? Hello? Let me know how this sounds. Let me know if I'm coming through a couple different ways. But yeah, today I wanted to talk about fix it in camera, because it's something that has come up a lot, and it's really the whole mantra of this channel, and one of the main reasons why I wanted to start the YouTube channel in the first place, because there's so many things that you can do up front that are just going to make life easier for you in the long run. And the fix it in camera, there is actually, before you guys, this is your last chance. If you guys want to enter in the color finale giveaway, there's 2 copies that are being given away. There's a whole bunch of people that are already entered. If you want, just send me a DM right now, and I'll put you into the pool. So we're gonna have that draw a little bit later live, and we're gonna give some stuff away. Good. I am glad. Thank you. Yeah, the music is not playing for some reason. All right, I'm just gonna turn it off. I'm not experienced enough to fix it in post, so trying to do the best I can in camera. And that will save you the most amount of time. And let me just bring up my notes for today, because I got a lot of thoughts. Hold on, here we go. Let me know if this works. Is this working for you? That's working for you. That looks good. So fix it in camera and finesse it in post is actually, on the surface, oops, what's happening here? Oops, I think I've gone too far. Wait, give me a second. But yeah, fix it in camera and finesse it in post is actually one of those, oops. Oh, that's right. Okay. So fix it in camera and finesse it in the post. As I've said many times before, the actual story comes from, I was on set in Miami working on a film shoot. We were on the same airport that Michael Bay stores his private jets on. So we had the runway. We're doing a car commercial for Lexus, and there was a moment where there was some smudge on the hood, and I was the VFX supervisor for that shoot, so I knew that I had to do a whole bunch of stuff, and we were getting late in the day. Everyone's kind of tired and cranky, and the director, I remember just saying, it's like, I will just fix it in post, because the detailing crew wanted to kind of come in and just clean up the car. And so he said, we'll just fix it in post. And I remember, because it was late and I was tired, and I just said, no, we'll fix it in camera. And he kind of paused, and he just had that moment, like, you didn't know if he was going to get angry, but then he kind of went like, he knew I was right. He knew that it was the better thing to do. So he said, fine. So they went in. It took about 2 minutes. They just cleaned it up, and then, they got the shot. It was fantastic. And so it just became a running joke at that point, because the fix it in post thing became, the meme, the like, oh, we'll just take care of it later. But it actually worked out to be more than fixing it later. I don't know. Oh, that's why. Interesting. Okay, so I got to do this. I'm learning how to use this machine. Let me know if you guys are getting this, if it's coming through. There we go. No, that's 2. All right. Why is that there? Okay, so on the surface, it is self-explanatory. It is literally take the time to fix it in camera. Take the time to do it right the first time. And it always will take longer. So everyone will get frustrated. It's like, I just want to hit record. I just want to press the shutter. I just want to snap that picture. I just want to grab the shot now. I just want to do that. And everyone is excited about that part. But when you take the moment and you spend the extra 10 minutes up front, and sometimes it can be much longer, but on average, something that if you check the frame, that spending that 10 minutes before you hit record can save you 10 hours or more later. And let me know if you guys understand what I am talking about, what that actually means. Have you guys ever been in a scenario where you're just like, I'll worry about it later? Let me know if you've ever had that kind of experience, because I know I had, and it came back to bite me in the butt, because usually I'm the one that's working on the post-production side of a lot of the shoots that I'm working on. And if I'm also directing or the camera guy, and I don't spend the extra 10 minutes, and it became so evident in so many cases that when everything is set up properly right from the beginning, so you look through the lens and you check the frame. Is there something that is stupid in the frame? Like, is there a mug that's not proper, like the Game of Thrones scenario where you had the Starbucks coffee cups in the shot, and people just started looking for those mistakes within the show, especially in the last season. And when you start doing something over and over again, you get a little bit relaxed and you start missing those small things. Like, how many times have you seen photographs or shots where there's a weird wire or like something distracting that is like a tree behind the main actor's head, and it's just, if all you had to do is move the camera a little bit over, and or just reframe a little bit, or have the subject move just a little bit. Like, there's so many little annoying things that when you're looking through the camera, when you have lines that lead up with lines, like for instance, if I was sitting here and this line kind of led up, like this break, that would be something that is distracting for an audience. And it's those little details, those little things that always come back to be like, well, you're just gonna have to paint that out, or you're gonna have to clear that up. And it could be even more. Like it's usually a lot more obvious things. Like like just looking through the lens and seeing if the background is dirty. Are there, like, if you're taking a shot in an office, are there weird papers and all that kind of stuff? Like it, it just becomes part of your habit if you start setting things up right from the beginning. Like for instance, if the light is a little bit not wrapping around enough on your subject, like for me right now, have nice lighting, but if it's too far over and you have these weird shadows, like just moving the light a little bit or blocking light if it's spilling too much onto the background. It's those little things that really make a difference. Spending that extra 10 minutes, just even 10 seconds, just be like, pause, look through the lens, check the frame. Is there anything that shouldn't be there that is drawing your eye away from the subject? So this is not about posing actors or posing actors or models or anything like that, because like there's a whole another thing for composition that becomes distracting, as like someone can be pointing out at like in the photo, but then the hand becomes the dominant focal point. Like that's a creative choice that people make. But like when there's dirt in the background, or as Tom is saying, dust is a big one. Making sure that to wipe things down first really makes a difference. Absolutely, because just because you can't see it in the frame, this is an extension. Like look through the frame, but then also just walk around the set, walk around the shot, and like look for things that you're not going to notice through a small viewfinder or even on the back of the monitor. But it's something that, when it comes down to it, it will be one of those things that always will kind of haunt you. Because especially if you're working for client stuff and the client says like, this is really great, but that whatever is distracting. Like that's where the whole fix it in camera kind of comes in. That whole idea. Like even if you're taking product shots, making sure your fingernails and hands are clean, because those are things that are going to distract the audience when they're watching it, because that's what they're going to notice, because those are things that humans automatically notice. So when you're paying attention, when you take that moment, just look at something that you would notice if this was someone else's work. What would you notice first? What would you be like, ooh, they shouldn't have done that? And those are the things that you need to pull out. Like, know what the main subject is. Know what the focus is of the viewer when you take like either video or photo. What do you want the viewer to be focused on the most? And what is something that can distract? Is it too bright? Like you may have this perfect setup like that. I don't know what's happening over there, but my screen is all off. I'm just gonna shut that guy down. See, like that. Like I looked through the frame, I saw that. It's just like, those are little things that you need to notice. And I don't know if it was like that from the beginning, but hopefully it wasn't. But it's all those moments where, before getting excited about the shot, because if you can spend that extra 10 minutes and save 10 hours, that's worth it, right? So that's really what Fix It in Camera as a whole is. And I do want to be clear, it's not about making the shot perfect. It's not about doing a Chris Nolan or Sam Mendes or Roger Deakins where every shot is perfect. Like there's no such thing. But there is a focus that that when you're filming, that's what you want the audience to be paying attention to. So if there's something that's too bright in the frame, that isn't the hero of the shot, because there's heroes and then there is side characters. Like, so you can have multiple characters in a shot, but what is the hero and what is the audience actually focusing on? So let me know if you guys had any kind of moments like these in your own creative escapades, where you did notice something and you did take that moment to just fix it. Because ultimately it is about minimizing unnecessary work later. Apologize for that. Yeah, so it is about minimizing the unnecessary work later, or any kind of efforts later on down the road. And this is where the finesse it in post comes in, because if you did capture the entire, if you did capture it properly and you fixed it in camera, meaning that you got the exposure right, you checked the frame, you did all those things. When you get into post, when you get into the edit, or doing any color grade or anything like that, even with photos or video, then you're just finessing it to make it even better, to enhance it. That you're dodging and burning the photo to bring out the important details. You may brighten up the face specifically because it could use a little bit more pop, and you're finessing it. And that's where I found a lot of clients actually get really, really excited, because not only does the image already look good, and then you're able to take it up instead of them being focused on like the thing that they can't stop looking at because it just happens to be in the frame, and it just grabs their focus non-stop. Now there is an old design tale that I remember from school, where they talked about the shark fin. There's probably a whole bunch of different variations of the story, but there's a designer, a well-known designer, that would design these pieces and then just put in a random shark fin that had nothing to do with the design. And he would show it to the client. The client would be like, I love it. This is fantastic. But what's with the shark fin? Because for him, he would give something for the clients to focus on, to remove, because he knows that a lot of clients, they like to feel like they're part of the process. And when a design is working and a client comes in and says, oh, make the logo bigger, all that kind of stuff, it's like they feel like they need to add that thing. So there are cases where you do intentionally muck something up if depending on the kind of client you're working with. But that's a whole another story. So what's the thing under the thing? And let me know if you guys actually heard of this concept. This is something by a guy named Jeff Bartish, and he kind of talked about it in Cody Wayner's one of his vlogs. And it was just this whole, there's the thing on the surface, and then there's the thing under the thing, which is what it actually means, what it actually stands for beyond that surface level, obvious, direct point of view. And with Fix It in Camera, it is a little bit deeper, and it's something that I follow on all aspects of what I do. So what is the thing under the thing for Fix It in Camera? It's doing everything right the first time. Now this includes finances, this includes schooling, this includes home improvement stuff, this includes even leisure. It's do it right, take the time to actually set it up right from the beginning. Yes, it always takes longer. Like setting up a business, there's this whole front end part of it to do right. People want to get into I want to get into the money making part, but it can take up to 6 months before you see even any profit from those kind of things. So why can't I scroll? So it is about doing everything right. Where am I? Here I am. There are a lot of things that I know that I learned this lesson a little bit too late, is to when you take the time to set things up properly, when you take the time to set up everything properly, to kind of think about it, all aspects of life, is setting it up right from the start. And finances is one of those big ones, especially for creatives, because one of the first things that creatives want to do is start creating. That's the fun part. That's pressing the record button. That's designing something. That's making that piece of music. That's doing that right. Right, like get right into it and show the world that we can do those things. But where it can actually hinder a lot of people is because people buy a camera, they're like, no, I'm not going to read the instructions. I'm turning this bad boy on and just shooting like an animal. I think I'm going to make a shirt like an animal. Where it's like if people took the time right up front to read what all those buttons on a camera do, what all those individual things are capable of. Because it doesn't take that much time, but imagine if you spent an hour reading the manual. How much time would that save you later from trying to Google or watch videos on how to use your camera properly? And like, because you're out in the field, you're like, I don't know what I just want to take that shot, and just it turns into more of a frustration, because that excitement when we get all new toys, that excitement wanes really quickly when we don't get the results that we want, and not understanding why those results don't come in is very frustrating. So if you set up your camera in this aspect, but it's not just the camera, it's all aspects of everything that you do. Like if you're planning to set up a business, if you're planning to start investing in the stock market, if you're planning to buy rental properties, if you're planning to do any of those big things, if you take the time up front, if you take that moment to have critical thinking, and it's borderline overthinking, but it's critical thinking, where if you understand the pitfalls that may happen and anticipate where the pain points and the frustration may actually arise from, that is a very powerful thing that goes almost undetected, under the radar when you do it, because you take that time setting up front, you overthink it, you think about all the possibilities, all those aspects. And it also helps because if something does go wrong down the line, you've already kind of anticipated that, so you're prepped for it. So isn't this, this downward pull that makes you not want to continue it? Because you're like, okay, I kind of knew this was going to happen, or a variation of it, so how do I adjust? And that's where the finesse it part comes in. So first you set it up right, and then you finesse it and adjust as you go along. So you finesse it as you go, and you kind of make micro adjustments to kind of keep you on your rails that you've started. And it's such a great mindset to have, because it allows you to know it allows you to have solutions to problems that haven't arisen yet, but when they do, it's an easy decision. It's decide and go, instead of like, okay, now we have to stop everything and move forward. Excuse me. Does that make sense? This is the way I think about everything. And I know that my wife doesn't fully understand how I am able to just be so patient with so many different things and then just think about it. And I am completely guilty of overthinking and taking way too long to make a big decision. So I'm assuming you're talking about the shark fin at that moment. Yep. You an overthinker? Yes. Went through the manual of one of my cameras some weeks ago and found a couple of features that I didn't know. And yes, and you made a video about it, now helping other people. And those are still valuable things, because I know a lot of people, they don't want to invest the time to think about those specific ideas, or to think about, or to take the time to read the manual, because like, oh, like, how is this going to be different than anything else? But you do find those gems, and you do find things that make the entire process just more fun, because then you're a little bit, you have more relaxation. I actually think that it reduced my stress, because I kind of pre-stressed in a safe environment beforehand. Like, there's a saying in the film world that it costs nearly nothing to write down ideas. It doesn't cost anything to have the most epic battle fight scene in a movie when it's written on paper. It doesn't cost anything. It does start costing money when you haven't figured out that that is actually an important, integral part of the story, and you film it anyways, and then you're like, well, this wasn't needed, and it's cut out. It's like, well, there was $1 million that wasn't needed. And it's understanding, it's critical thinking in its most basic form. It's about thinking at it at its core fundamental level. I think Elon Musk calls this core principles, where it's thinking about something at its very elemental stage. Like, what are we actually trying to figure out here? What are we actually trying to do? And when you ask yourself that question, like, it's almost the same. It's like, what is the focus of this shot? Like, what are you trying to achieve with the decision that you're trying to make? Like, I want to buy this rental property. But like, why? What's the core reason you're buying that? Is it just to make money? Is it just to invest? But like, you have to make sure that you're investing your money, because so many people walk into that. They're like, I'm just going to buy this thing, without doing the months of research that is required to know how to spot a good deal that is actually going to turn a profit, that is going to make you money in the long run, instead of being a second job. So fix it in camera is the core fundamental tagline that I have, but it is so much deeper, and it is the thing under the thing that drives this entire channel. It's about having the right mindset going into everything that you do. Like, I want to use tools that have been tested, and I want to use proven processes that work, because I want to save time in the long run. That's what it really comes down to. It's not about how fancy a specific camera are, because any camera that you buy right now is going to be amazing. You're going to be able to get so much value out of almost any camera that is on the market today. And it's just going to get better and better. And with computational photography, we're going to have to think less about proper exposure and the shutter speed and all that kind of stuff. But we're still going to have to look what's in the frame. We're still going to have to check if the lighting is good, because there's no machine yet that's going to put the light in the right place. You can start relighting stuff. You can start doing that. But if you can get it right in camera and you finesse it in the post-production process, you're going to be able to get thousands more shots than trying to fix one shot a day, because you're just like, I just lifted the camera and take a shot. So that was my presentation. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. So what are your thoughts? Do you guys feel I watched Raphael's videos on the AOSR log setting before today's video, patting myself on the back. Nice. Thank you for that. Sometimes type A overthinking. Oh, there you go. That's right. It's critical thinking. That's right. He's going to create a driving robot. It's going to have wheels. I'm interested in what that Tesla bot is going to be, and if they're actually going to be able to deliver on the expectation of what it is. Hopefully they have the core fundamentals of why they're building it, not just because they can, like Jeff Goldblum It's like your scientists were so worried, preoccupied about thinking if they can, or if they should. Something like that. You know what I'm saying. So, thank you. Thank you, and I appreciate your comment on that. Hello, and welcome to the stream. So, give me a second. I just want to... So I want to do the giveaway, and I also want to talk about stuff on my shelf, because I haven't done that for a little bit. Let's get this guy on. I'm going to fix it in turning on the camera. That helps. Let's see if this pops up. Let me know if you guys can see that. There you go. Close enough. Look at that. I gotta move my stuff away. Oh, no, this way. There you go. See? Fixing in camera before I went live. Ha ha ha. Ooh. There you go. And I move that guy away and go back. I love Ecamm. It is by far one of the simplest pieces of software that I've used, and it's about saving time. I really enjoy that. So what are your thoughts on Fix It in Camera? Does that, like, when you guys first heard that, and have you guys heard something like that similar before, or is it unique to this channel? And have you guys heard it? Have you heard anyone else using it outside of this channel? I'm curious, because thus far it's slowly starting to propagate, but I haven't heard it in too many other places. I'm just curious. So if you guys do hear, let me definitely send me a DM. Let me know that if you heard it anywhere else. So today I wanted to talk about something on the shelf. I'm not going to show you just yet, but it's something that I've been neglecting to do. Talk about the shelf. So I definitely wanted to do that. Definitely wanted to do that today. So let's do that. Let's talk about that. Here, focus. There we go. So this is a upside down. Oops. Hey, let me rotate that. Boom. Ecamm for the win. You're gonna focus. Oh, right there. So this is a chess and a backgammon set. Now this is something that I've had other chess sets before, but this one in particular, I've had this since I was 8 years old. And when I went to Germany, when I was 8 years old, my uncle got this for me, and I've loved playing with it and using it, and like I've always gone back to this chess set. I don't know, there's something about it. Like, these are plastic, and it's not like the most expensive, and I've had like other ones, like I said before, but this is the one that, just because this is the one I learned how to play chess on, and it's one of those things that is very, very sentimental to me. Can I zoom in a bit? Maybe. Let's see. Can I zoom in? Yes, I can. Let's try. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Ecamm. It's a little blurry, but that's a whole nother story. So, again, it's like, I have fond memories of being 8 years old, learning how to play chess. We were on a road trip, and it's a fantastic piece. And I think I'm gonna have this forever. Like, this is that chess piece that helped with the critical thinking aspect of it, of how I approach things. Always knowing that, anticipating the next move, anticipating the problems that may arise if you make the wrong move. Trying to think 4 or 5 moves ahead. If you guys play chess, let me know. I will take you up on a challenge, even if it's remotely, maybe one day in person. But would love to know if you guys are into chess, what your thoughts are. But yeah, this is something that is kind of always on with me. It's been beaten up. This is the chess board I will probably teach my kids how to play chess on, and hopefully they get excited about it. They're more into checkers right now because it's easier to understand, but even that is, oh, there you go. Anyways. Oh, the other thing I want to talking about fixing camera. So I know that everyone talks about the camera being the hero, but these are the real heroes. These are the real heroes in production. These are the things that when you have them with you, they will be able to help you clear the frame or put the light in that right perfect place. And these are the kinds of things that even last longer than lights. I've had some gaff gear or grip gear longer than I've had cameras. Like some of this stuff is like 15 years old and it has not changed. It hasn't changed much since it was first designed, but it's still, always buy something good because it'll last for the rest of your creative career. All right, let's come back to, I think cam is so cool. So move these out of the way. So about the core analysis for planning shoots, how about, I think it's Shang-Chi producers allocating millions for the cinematography coordinators for Matrix. Yeah, absolutely. The fact that they went for something that is, they put the money in front of the lens. And I'm pretty sure that they also have the budget to fix it in camera. And finesse it in post. They can do both. That's the beauty part of it. There was a slide that I had in the presentation where it actually talks about how fixing in camera, the people that choose to fix it in post, it's more like paying 4 times more to have it done than it would have been if you had done it right the first time. So, do you know the moves in chess, and would you be up for a game? Challenge you. I learned chess from a book when I was sick and bored in my childhood. No internet or social back then. Well, the same thing. I was 8 years old, and there was no internet, but I learned it from my uncle who was pretty good. He enjoyed it. I don't know if he was any kind of pro or anything like that, but it's one of those things. It just, I enjoy doing it because of the strategicness of it. And the critical thinking that comes with it, because you can't just start putting the pieces, because the pieces all move in a certain way and they have a purpose and they help or they don't. So it's that kind of creative thinking. Creative thinking? No, critical thinking. So that was the piece. Let's do something. Let's give away. Let's see if anyone else was interested. No. All right. So got about 51 people that are in the contest right now. So that's pretty good. So I am going to do a random number generator. I'm going to do it twice. Give me a second. Let me just get this set up. So everyone that put their name in, I'm assuming you have Final Cut Pro and don't have Color Finale. Because it would be, have Final Cut Pro and have Color Finale. Random number generator. Random. Let's go. Ready? Let's see. So 51, 1 through 51. Okay, let's pull this up so you guys can see along with me. Split screen. Can I zoom in? Yep. Boop, 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 boop. Oops. Oh. I guess I can't do that. All right, that's fine. We're gonna do it with me, okay? Drum roll, please. Do I have a drum roll sound effect? Nope, but I have this one. Yay! I don't know if you guys heard that. Hopefully so. Yeah, drum roll now. Glockenspiel. Yay! Okay. Oops. Nope. 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 Too many buttons. Okay. So 1 through 51. And here we go. Wait, was that 5 that came up? Oh no, that was... okay, 44. That's 1. Yay! Oh, wait. There you go. Let me pull up my list. Let's see who 44 is. Grinnin' McKinnon. I don't know if she's here today, but congratulations. I will reach out to you for that prize. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Let's refresh this. So it goes back to the beginning. I know that 44 is already done. Grinnin' is grinnin'. Congrats. Yes, that's right. So another drum roll. Here we go. 48. So I put all the numbers randomly, or the names randomly. Let's see, where is it? Where is my list? Not here. 48. Roger! Yay, Roger. I think Roger, you're here, aren't you? Yeah, where are you? Hey, you won. There you go. Color finale for you is coming your way. So I'm going to send you those codes. Congratulations, guys. All right. That was exciting. There you go. Ah, thank you. Thank you for hanging out. Oh, speaking of hanging out, I wanted to do Clubhouse or Zoom, but I've been busy, quite busy with daytime work stuff that I haven't had an opportunity to set that up. I've been meaning to reach out to a couple of people to help me figure out how to set it up without buying extra gear. So I'm still trying to figure out how to incorporate either a Zoom thing where we can all just have a nice little hangout and chill out. So that's why I kind of stuck with a format today where I wanted to talk about fixing it in camera and just really doing a deep dive on the thought process behind it and how it really comes down to saving time in the end and doing stuff properly. And when you get in the habit of it, when you get in the habit of approaching every aspect of that, it actually frees up so much more time and headspace to be more creative in everything that you do and have more joy in those moments. And I think there was a moment this past week where I was just relaxing. We were at the beach, we were relaxing, and I just turned to my wife and I said that this is the first time that I don't feel completely stressed with how much work has to happen and how much has to be taken care of. And you know, we have 3 kids. We work full time, trying to do this YouTube thing, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff outside of even that. And because I've set up the systems and the processes to do it properly, like even like majority of the work that I do is in After Effects, and I've even set up processes in After Effects that help me later in the project. Like for instance, there's a lot of callouts that we do, like those animated callouts that follow and track specific like molecules. We do a lot of medical animation, and I set up a rig and system for those callouts where if there's 30 different callouts throughout a 5-minute show for very different things, and the client comes and like, oh, can you change the font? And before, I'd have to go through in all the individual comps and change every single one, and then adjust the length and make sure all the borders are right. But now I can just go in one drop down, change the font, change the size, change the color, change, instead of having the pointer having a circle, they wanted a square with a dot in the center. Like it's all set up where I can just turn those on, turn those off, change the colors for the master comp one. And I want it on the left side, they want it on the right side. And it just propagates through the entire thing. But like setting it up properly saves me hours of time down the road where it's like I can just change it, double check it, and I hit render. Like it just becomes so much streamlined. There's a lot of upfront work that always happens with anything that is worth doing. And especially if you know that it's something that you want to do, and especially if it's something that is the decision that you've chosen to make and you want to go with it, set it up right from the beginning. Fix it in camera. That's the thing under the thing. That's what I really mean when I say fix it in camera. Take that moment, think about all the possibilities, and just go for it. Make it work. Set it up right. But with that being said, I did the giveaway to Graydon McKinnon, so I will have to reach out to her. Roger, I'm going to reach out to you shortly with that. I don't have the codes just yet, so I will get those to both of you very shortly. But you guys are the winners. I will announce it on Instagram a little bit later. But I want to make sure that you guys get your codes first, and then I will do that. I do talking head health coaching videos. I use the M6 Mark II with newer 660 bicolor LEDs for 2 years. Do you think the Aperture 100D will make a difference in video quality? If the newer bicolor, if they're not flickering and they're bright enough for you, I don't think you need to buy the 100D. Are you putting them in a place where you can't reach them? Are you putting them in where a remote will work? Do they come with a remote? If you understand how to light it, then those lights will more than likely be do a really good job. I just posted in my community feed on my main channel, Carl Taylor. He literally talks about, he shoots with a 30,000 Hasselblad and an iPhone, but the lighting is the setup, is the same. Like he takes the lighting is beautiful, and he takes a photo with both cameras. Now the photos aren't identical, but they're both really good. And then he talks about how he did other videos, and if you understand how to light properly, because I actually say this a lot as well, where if you learn lighting first, any camera will be a great camera. And go check out that link in my community feed on my main channel. And he's a fantastic photographer. He talks about using entry-level lights to get really good results if you take the time to understand it. So I don't think, I would invest in a lighting course versus buying those lights. I have the Aperture 120Ds. I've been looking at the 100Ds as well because I just want to add it to the ecosystem, because I believe in buying into a brand versus then. And my feelings on buying into a brand Like if you're using newer, I haven't used those lights, so I don't know how good or bad are they. If they flicker, then I would say absolutely go get lights that do not flicker. And depending on how you film, are they color accurate? Maybe, but they're probably pretty good. Most lights are these days, but if you need like pinpoint accuracy in your color temperature, I like buying part of the same brand, like especially with cameras, because I know when I go on set, I have other people working with me, I want every camera to be identical in their settings, in their the way they capture, because then there's not much thinking or finessing that needs to happen. And they all shoot in the same Kodak, in the same bit rate, everything. Flicker literally means, do they do like weird kind of flickering in the camera? If you don't see that, that means it's a pretty good light. Oh, sorry, they don't flicker. Okay, sorry, I read that wrong. My apologies. But yeah, if they don't flicker, then that's fantastic. Yeah, just like there's so many free resources on YouTube. Just check out the lighting and see how you can improve your lighting in your setup. Because if you have those lights, you don't have to go spend money to make it look even better. Just moving the lights, bounce the lights off of a bounce to make it a little bit softer. Do you have any diffusion in front of them? These are the things that are going to help. Like, do you have light modifiers that are on the lights? Because the more diffusion you can get, the softer the light will be. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? But yeah, are the 100Ds great? Yeah, absolutely. They're really good. Like again, I'm thinking of buying them as well, but I've been thinking of buying them since they announced it, and I still haven't purchased. I've been thinking about buying a new camera, and I still haven't bought a new camera because honestly, I don't need any more cameras yet. I just don't have the need. I can't justify spending it. I don't have all the shoots and all that kind of work kind of went away over the last year and a half. So there hasn't been a need to upgrade or to expand what I have. Most of the camera work I've been doing lately has been YouTube stuff. But I just want to say thanks, guys, for hanging out with me on this Thursday. I live stream once a week on this channel. All my videos go onto my main channel. Give this video a thumbs up. And next week, I'm going to try to do it a more collaborative gathering where we can have some more conversations, not just me chit-chatting away. I hope you guys have a great weekend. And fix it in camera, finesse it in post. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye for now.